Namaste and welcome to Bharat News on Bharat TV. I'm Mona Sharma Gupta here with today's comprehensive coverage of top stories. In breaking news, Midair collision over Potomac River declared preventable. Meanwhile, federal orders the removal of pronouns from official communications. President Trump's remarks on housing illegal migrants at Guantanamo Bay sparked debate, while hospitals re-evaluate gender-affirming care following new executive orders. A federal court ruling shakes gun control laws, striking down age restrictions on handgun sales. In India, political tensions rise after PM Modi condemned Sonia Gandhi's remarks, and key resignations hit up ahead of Delhi elections. The Indian military showcases its capabilities with a bold operation near Somalia, while the economic survey projects a strong GDP outlook for India. Internationally, Hamas announces a new round of hostage releases as part of the Israel ceasefire deal. A devastating mid-air collision between an American Airlines regional jet and a Black Hawk military helicopter over Potomac River has claimed the lives of all 67 on board. Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy stated the accident was absolutely preventable. The commercial flight was en route to Washington, D.C. from Wichita, Kansas when it collided with the helicopter, which was following a routine military flight path. President Trump took to Truth Social to question air traffic's control handling of the situation, calling it a bad situation that should have been prevented. In a press conference, Trump also blamed diversity, equity, and inclusion, the DEI policies, at the Federal Aviation Administration for the crash. Aviation experts are analyzing flight data to determine how both aircraft entered the same airspace. The tragedy has reignited calls for stricter coordination between civilian and military flights. The FAA officials stress that investigations are ongoing. Employees at multiple federal agencies have been directed to remove pronouns from email signatures and official communications by the end of the day. The order follows executive directives signed by President Trump, which seek to eliminate diversity and equity initiatives from government operations. The DCE, the Department of Transportation, and other agencies issued internal memos instructing employees to comply with the new policy immediately. Critics argue that the move undermines inclusivity and workplace equity, while supporters say it removes unnecessary political statements from government correspondence. The change comes amid broader efforts by the administration to reverse DEI-related policies across federal institutions. Government employees have expressed concerns over the impact of this shift on workplace culture. It remains unclear whether legal challenges will emerge in response to the directive. President Trump has announced a controversial plan to detain certain undocumented migrants at Guantanamo Bay, describing the facility as an appropriate site for holding individuals who cannot be trusted to return to their home countries. He stated that 30,000 beds could be used to house criminal illegal aliens who pose a threat to national security. The announcement has raised concerns among legal experts who argue that indefinite detention without trial could violate constitutional rights and international law. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth later clarified that the administration is still considering alternatives, indicating that Trump's remarks might not reflect finalized policy. Immigration rights groups have condemned the proposal as inhumane, while supporters argue that strong measures are necessary to deter illegal border crossings. The White House is expected to provide further details on the policy in the coming weeks. Hospitals across the U.S. have temporarily halted gender-affirming care services in response to a new executive order signed by President Trump. The order mandates a review of federal funding for medical institutions that provide such treatments. Medical professionals and advocacy groups warn that the pause could disrupt essential care for transgender individuals, particularly minors who rely on hormone therapy. Hospital administrators are awaiting further guidance from federal agencies before resuming services. Supporters of the executive order argue that gender affirming procedures should be restricted, especially for minors, citing concerns over long term effects. The move is expected to face legal challenges as opponents claim it infringes on medical rights and patient autonomy. The policy shift marks a significant change in federal healthcare regulations. A federal appeals court has struck down a long standing law prohibiting the sale of handguns to individuals under 21. The ruling, issued on Friday, found that the age restriction violated Second Amendment rights. The decision marks a major shift in gun policy, opening the door for 18 to 20-year-olds to legally purchase handguns. Gun control advocates have strongly condemned the ruling, warning of increased firearm related violence among young adults. Supporters, however, argue that legal adults should not be denied the right to self defense. The case is expected to be appealed to the Supreme Court, setting the stage for a broader debate on age based firearm restrictions. States with strict gun laws may seek alternative measures to limit youth access to handguns. Moving on to news from India, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has criticized Congress leader Sonia Gandhi for her controversial remark referring to President Draupadi Murmu as a poor thing. Modi called the statement an insult to India's tribal communities, as Murmu is the country's first tribal women president. The remark has sparked political outrage, with political leaders accusing Congress of demeaning marginalized groups. Congress has attempted to clarify Gandhi's statement, claiming it was taken out of context. The controversy has intensified political tensions ahead of upcoming elections. Supporters of Modi argue that the opposition rhetoric highlights a disconnect with tribal concerns. The ruling BJP continues to use the remark as a focal point in its campaign strategy. 5 legislators from the Aam Aadmi Party, the AAP party, have resigned just before the Delhi Assembly elections, citing a loss of faith in party leadership. One of the resigning members accused Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal of prioritizing personal ambitions over governance. The resignations mark a significant blow to AAP as it prepares for a tough electoral battle against BJP and Congress. Kejriwal's leadership is under scrutiny, with speculation that internal discord could weaken the party's chances. BJP leaders have welcomed the defections, calling them proof of AAP's declining credibility. Political analysts believe the resignations could impact AAP's voter base in key constituencies. The Indian Air Force conducted a daring mission near Somalia, dropping rubber boats and deploying 18 Marcos commandos to secure a maritime region under threat. The operation highlights India's expanding security presence in international waters. Defense officials emphasized the mission's success in countering piracy and safeguarding Indian shipping routes. The deployment demonstrates India's growing capability for rapid military interventions abroad. Experts believe this move strengthens India's position as a regional security power. The operation has drawn praise from defense analysts who call it a testament to India's strategic reach. The Indian government has tabled the economic survey projecting robust GDP growth for the next fiscal year. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman outlined expectations of stable economic expansion driven by strong domestic demand and infrastructure investments. The survey suggests India remains one of the fastest growing major economies despite global headwinds. Analysts predict sustained growth provided inflation remains under control. The report has been welcomed by investors who see positive indicators for long-term market stability. The government remains optimistic about achieving its fiscal targets for the year. Hamas has announced the release of 3 hostages, including one American Israeli citizen, as part of the ongoing ceasefire agreement with Israel. The exchange will see Palestinian prisoners freed in return. The deal marks the fourth such release since the ceasefire took effect. Israeli officials have confirmed receiving the list of hostages and are coordinating the transfer. The ongoing hostage prisoner exchanges remain a focal point in the fragile ceasefire negotiations. Both sides continue to face international pressure to maintain dialogue. The ceasefire remains precarious, with future negotiations uncertain. Humanitarian efforts are being closely monitored amid the ongoing crisis. That concludes today's news on Bharat TV. For more updates and stories, please visit our website or follow us on social media. I'm Mona Sharma Gupta, and I'll see you soon.